I mean, let's just talk about Texas for a second,
Sure.
because we haven't so far tonight. Texas, 38 electoral college votes. You know, I would say Trump needs it. Again, Biden now, probably Biden could obviously benefit from it, but needs it more than he probably would have thought going into the night, considering the steals of Ohio and Florida with Trump. But you know, Texas hasn't gone blue since 1976. And why did Texas go blue in 1976? Jimmy Carter, let me tell you when I have it up.
Give me the history.
Yeah, basically what happened was that it was Ford. I need to pull it up because this is actually
While
really
you do that,
interesting.
I want to make a note about Texas. Since 2016, more than 2 million Texans have registered to vote. And whenever you have, you know, increased voting, registered people voting, it's usually due to a diversifying community. And we know that many more Latinx and young people are registered. So it was a state that was kind of a toss-up for the first time since this election that you're talking about.
So Trump's huge margin there is now, I wouldn't call it a sliver, it's definitely a lot smaller, but my quick history fact that I was going to go back to, you know, 1976, Jimmy Carter. Nixon resigned. His VP Ford became president and then pardoned Nixon after Watergate and all of that, and was hated by the nation. So all these people voted blue and Texas went blue. But like, it was because we were at a time that we've never been in, and we were like, you know, back then it was different, and so that's why it saw this. The state saw and the country saw this crazy flip in power, which is just interesting to think about. Another thing that's definitely been, you know, Harris County in Texas was closing some of their drive-through voting sites, which we haven't even talked about drive-through voting at all. It's great that some states have been able to do that with the coronavirus. Because people with active COVID, it's like, how are they voting?
Right.
You know?
No, I mean, the ways that, you know, people have made it easier to vote, and then how that has caused issues, legal issues, you know?
Totally.
In Texas, like what you said.
Yeah, and I think you were talking about where's this turnout in Texas coming from? How is the state evolving? I think one thing to consider here is, like, Texas has become more politically competitive because of its growing Latino vote and Black and Asian American communities, and because the white suburbs have grown more moderate. That's what's interesting to think about when it comes to Texas. And Texas early vote surpassed the 2016 total of the state. So that's huge. Again, just circling back to this idea of seeing this record voter turnout. It's incredible.
Yeah, no, there's a lot going on with voter turnout and young voter turnout.